Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you hear like this congestiveness, it's because I have really bad allergies and I had to deal with them all night along with 1,000 other problems. Anyways, today we're going to be learning about Leopard Gecko Care. As you guys all know, I do have a leopard gecko named Mac. He is a super hypo tangerine carrot tail baldy. This is him. He's going through a little shed in his tail and his feet. He already shedded the rest of his parts. We're going to learn all about him and what you need to know to take care of a leopard gecko like this. The lifespan of a leopard gecko is 6 to 10 years, and they can also grow to the size of 6 to 8 inches, but some can even grow even larger, like the super ones. But they are found in the Middle East. They're parts where the rocky areas are, so this is one thing you should know before you get your leopard gecko. As I said, they do live a long period of time. Normal lifetime, they would live for maybe like 27 years. When it comes to being like your difficulty of caring for them, I can say it's pretty easy. I'm pretty sure any beginner can take care of a leopard gecko. I feel as though these are one of the easiest pets to take care of when it comes to reptiles. So I'm just going to give you a little breakdown of what you got to do to take care of this little guy like Mac. When it comes to a leopard gecko's enclosure, it depends on mostly their size. So when they are a baby, you can put them in 5 to 10 gallon tanks. I don't really recommend that. The least I would do is a 10 for a baby. He was in a 10 a little bit ago, and so I upgraded him to a 20. But when it does come to when they get bigger, the minimum is a 20 gallon long tank. So right now he is in a 20 gallon long live-in ladder. When it comes to housing these little beans, get it, beans. Honestly, I wouldn't pair any together because I actually had an incident with my uncle where his gecko would bully the other one, and one was a male and a female, and at that point she starved herself to death and didn't make it. I tried my best to help her, but I just don't prefer putting them together unless it's for a short period of time when you're breeding. So, and I don't think any of you are really going to breed. I know I'm going to at one point, so I'm just going to say it all together. Do not do it. Do not put them together. Not at all. Unless you're trying to breed. When it comes to the agua, there should be a water dish in their tank. Not too deep, because you got to realize they got really, really short legs. Like, can you see? So you can't have it really too deep, but have it just enough that your leopard gecko can reach. I would choose a shallow little bowl, but I don't. I use actually a pretty nice sized bowl for Mac, but he rarely goes near. And as it comes for substrate, many people use like the repti carpets, like the turf carpets and stuff. I honestly prefer, and Mac is actually on paper towel or newspaper. If you want a simple substrate, you're not trying to spend much money, paper towels and newspaper are 100% affordable, and you definitely have a bunch of them in your house, so take advantage. They do poop a lot. He's actually trained to poop in one corner, so you'll see that. So when it comes to hides, you should always have 2 hides in your leopard gecko's tank. One should be humid, and which is warm, and then one should be cool and not as humid. This is because like through your leopard gecko's course of the day, he's not always going to want to be in the hot, not always going to be in the cold. Just like a bearded dragon, you want a warm side and a cold side. So when it comes to having a humid one, it's basically more for them just to shed, and then just to chill out would be the cool one, unless they want to be in the warm one. Another thing I actually, when I was researching, is I found out that if you want your hide to hold more humidity, you can use sphagnum moss. A lot of people recommend that, but what I simply do is I just use a small wet rag. I fold it up a little bit and I tuck it inside the hide, and that stays humid for a few days. And I do moist it up with warm water, but I don't like soak it. Like, I give it to a certain extent where the humidity will form in the enclosure. So when it comes to the humidity of your leopard gecko's tank, it should be from 30 to 40% humidity, and should be in a range from 87 to 90 and fall into the 70s at night. So what you can do is you can have a heating pad. If your house is that warm already in your certain room, you really don't need a heating pad. But since my basement kind of gets cold in the winter, I actually have 2 heating pads under his tank. So yes, heating pads are in need if the tank is going to go lower than 87 during the day. Now, I'm not going to get too much into food just because I'm actually going to make a leopard gecko diet video later on in the week, I hope, maybe next week. If there's not chaos in my life, I will definitely make a video. But nutrition when it comes to food is very easy. They can have worms daily and crickets weekly. You can feed them crickets for the most part if you want, if you don't want to feed mealworms. I prefer, I don't use crickets a lot, but when I do get crickets, I do give him crickets. Please don't forget to sprinkle them with a little calcium, because you know these guys need calcium too. They do get MVD. Finally, lighting. In a leopard gecko's tank, you do not need lighting. They do not like the light, just like crested geckos, they hate it. So, as I said, a heating pad is totally fine to keep your tank warm, but you do not need light shining in their face every 5 seconds of the day. If it comes down to it, you don't want to use a heating pad, and you do have one of them heat emitters that don't produce any light, you can use that. But other than that, they do not need light. They can use the lights from your room. Hopefully you have lights in your house. Not then, I don't know what to really tell you. Not all places have lights. Yeah. Other than that, that's basically how you care for these little critters. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very educational for you. Matt, can you not jump off my hand? You're one of the stars of this channel. Show, work it, work it, work it. Show them that tail. Keep jumping off my hand. Say hello to your fans. Here, mealworm. Can we eat it? No? Okay. Trying to do a little feeding. Are you going for it? Oh, just lick it. No, you're not going to show off for the fans. Okay, don't be like that, Mac. Get in there.